All right, everybody, going into beginner rank 3, 0 to hero style. We're battling today with the default dragon deck. So let's get straight into it. I went ahead and already played this default deck a little bit. I've played it in ranked. I also played it in the lobby. You know, we got to get our lobby quests done, of course. Got to play that table match. And this deck here, I feel like I'm having kind of the opposite opinion I had of the last deck I just tried on this series, which was the little redheaded spellslinger girl, Kaori. With her, you know, she had a bunch of cards. It was basically, there was just the Remy and Remy, and there wasn't really much else in terms of like strength and ways to, I feel like, close out games against opponents who have decent or even maybe good decks. On the other hand, here we've actually got some decently good cards. I should have probably went ahead and thrown back this axe-wielding Dragon Slayer, but this axe-wielding Dragon Slayer I feel like is actually really not too bad. I didn't want it in my opening hand, so I made a little bit of a mistake, but that's all right. But now we look at this card here, Draconic Berserker. Evolve, select an enemy follower on the field and deal it 4 damage, or super evolve and deal the damage to all enemy followers, so 4 to all of the enemy followers. This card, oh my gosh, this card is so good. I feel like almost all the default decks have something kind of like this. Here, I don't mind just trying to draw a little bit. Might be able to draw into my ramp card for 3 here. I need to, all right, let's just go ahead and take care of this now. Let's figure out a way to, oops, where's the actual settings here? All right, confirmation dialogues. Confirm end of turn. We don't need that anymore. All right, no more end of turn confirms finally. My opponent, I think, made a little bit of a mistake. At the end of your opponent's turn, destroy this card. I've made this mistake before playing Dragoncraft. It's early in the game's life. It happens. Searing Fire Newt. Really nice little early game card. I like Searing Fire Newt. It's probably not quite as good as some of the other 2-drops, but still fine. You know, in the early game, you're just kind of trading off with a couple people. I think I will even go ahead and just kill this 2-1. This 3-3 is going to die at the end of my turn because my opponent made a little mistake there. They shouldn't have played that out. They've got 1 still in their hand. They'll probably play it this turn. Let's see what that does. Draw 2 cards, and there comes the second 3-3. Trading off. Most of these default decks, and probably just most people's decks in general in this game at this point, you know, in the early game, you're just going to basically trade a couple things off. You know, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, you know, there's just going to be a couple 1-1s, 2-2s. They're going to end up basically trading off. I mean, well, if you're trying to be the control deck anyways, then you're going to trade off. All right, what does this guy do again? Add an enhanced puppet once on each of your turns when an ally, you give it bane. This guy is so good. The medical grade assassin from Dragoncraft. I've seen this guy actually played quite a bit. Wouldn't be too bad to kill that. Let's go ahead and, yeah, let's take care of that guy as well here. Get a nice 5-5 out, and, you know, looking decent here. I do want to check with this Battleforged Dragon Keeper. I want to see if, oh boy, there's a second one. Okay. I do want to see if this Dragon Forged Dragon Keeper can actually be played with the play point for 7 mana. So we're going to actually go ahead and test that in this video. I've been wondering about this. Let's go ahead and try it because this guy's super strong. But actually, since these got 2, I could get some decent value out of my Draconic Berserker. I think this Battleforged Dragon Keeper is good enough. This is how we're going to actually win the game. Let's see. It should, right? 7 mana? All right, nice. And then I'm fine with just a regular evolve on probably this guy because this is going to be my little attacker. So this is the play that I like to do. I like to build up this Intimidate guy, and you can actually, you know, win some games with this card. All right, let's pass the turn back. So yeah, in the last episode of this series, we were getting through beginner rank 2, and yeah, that redheaded spellslinger, that Kaori, Divine Thunder. I was literally just about to say that a lot of people have been running this card. You've been seeing it all over the place, destroy the highest power enemy follower. So I guess I should not have done that because I should have actually played around that. I'll consider that for next time. All right, what do we want to do here? Now, here's where this axe-wielding Dragon Slayer, I don't think this axe-wielding Dragon Slayer is super great, but I still think it's, like, pretty solid. So yeah, when we compare this deck to the Kaori, I feel like almost every card is basically better in this deck. And not only that, again, except for that Remy card, but not only that, like even this girl, 5-10 stats, in the Remy deck, there was that one that you decrease the cost of, and it's like an 8-6. I think 5-10 for 6 mana is basically just better than that card, which is supposed to be the whole point of that deck. I think that card might be better, and in that case, you know, it's just so infinitely better than the last deck that we played. All right, now this is going to be a little bit challenging here against these really strong cards when we're playing these default decks. Orcus, Newfound Heart, Fanfare, Summon a Lloyd. That must be this guy. Ward, your opponent can't And what does this do? Can't select any cards other than this one for abilities. And Storm. Wow, that's so strong. And then whenever an allied puppetry follower enters the... Wow, give it Storm Bane. Whew, that is absolutely crazy good. Portalcraft is just such a strong archetype, I feel like. So what are we going to do here? Here's what we are going to do. This card is actually pretty decent, I would say. Let's go ahead and get it out there. And do this. Then we can kill everything that they've got. Almost. This card is just so strong. Oh man, if I just had that last 2 ping here, I could actually finish their whole board off. I guess I'll keep in mind next time I need to save that 2 ping for more clutch situations like this here. But all right, at least we're going to get to finish that off. Ping them for 1, and actually this could work out pretty well. So look at how strong that is. This card right here, man, Draconic Berserker, just so good in this deck, so strong. And then that double 5/5 card where you get the 2 5/5s with Intimidate, that's how you're going to actually potentially like be able to, you know, win matches here. Oh my gosh, they had a second copy of that. Yikes. Okay, Super Evolve. Oh my gosh, summoned 2 copies of Enhanced Puppet. Oh boy, we got a rematch, deja vu of the last turn, and yeah, it's going to be hard to beat that. These default decks, they can be decent, but I mean, hey, they are still default decks. It's still a little challenging to fight through some of these, what are they called, legendary cards? Still feeling pretty good though, this deck. Let's go ahead and try another rank match and see how it goes. My goal in this video is going to be to get a win with this deck. Let's see if we can do it. All right, here we go, everybody. Gonna keep trying to get a win here in beginner rank 3, and really slow start for both me and my opponent. All they've played is the Ruby Greedy Cherub. I missed the first couple turns of the match. Sorry about that, but nothing happened in them, so it's all good. We're leading off with our ramp for 3 mana. We ramped up. They've got, you know, pretty decent, reasonable start, I would say, for them. And we've got just so many late game cards here. Let's see how we can do here with this deck. I think this will be a decent showcase for the deck as well. We are missing the double 5/5s card that gives us that Intimidator. I still feel like that is going to be probably one of the kind of big main ways that we're going to close matches out with this deck. But Draconic Berserker is still also just extremely good, and we've got 2 of them. And Axe-wielding Dragonslayer, again, I want to say, I think it's really not been too bad for me. And Warrior of the Deep, this is like what, you know, that last deck I was playing, that Spell Slinger, Red-Headed Spell Slinger deck, she just needed something to close these matches out. And with this being able to deal that 6 damage, we can at least kind of have an attempt. Like if we got 2 of these, you know, we can at least threaten the opponent once they start slowing us down with, you know, a couple legendaries. It's at least possible to win with this deck, you know. All right, now we could be really greedy and use the Axe-wielding Dragonslayer here, but I don't think we're going to get that greedy. I think we're going to have to go ahead and play our first Draconic Berserker. And let's go ahead and evolve this up, finish this guy off. There we go, kill that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get this guy out. We get to deal 1 damage, it's not going to really matter. Since I've already taken a pretty decent amount of damage, way more than I would have liked already at this early stage, we're going to just try to slow everything down and do that right there. All right, we're tied on the evolutions. I'm feeling kind of okay about this. Let's see here. All right, so he's going to do a second evolution, evolving, summon 2 copies of Ghost again. These are just these little 1/1s that don't really do anything, I think. Let's see, what do they do again? Anything? Just Storm, and that's all. So hitting me in the face. All right, we got another one. I would have been really nice if I could have got my next evolution, but oh well. And I'm not really a fan of having to do this, but oh gosh, I guess I have to. Am I going to be forced to play this next Draconic? I don't think. Man, I don't know. It's tough. I could also just do the Axe Wielder. Yeah, I guess I really didn't want to have to do this because these types of opponents can often flood the board. They're going to have a bat and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's just too good not to do it. So let's go ahead and do this here. Do this. It's just too good. I'm just going to have to use a super evolution on one I didn't really want to, but yeah, it's all right. Do this here. Go ahead and get the kill here. And yeah, we're both still tied on the super evolutions. Not feeling too bad. So yeah, that's the power of the Draconic Berserker. Really crazy how it can pretty well turn the tides of the battle. And then yeah, the Warrior of the Deep. And like I said, I'm just missing my double 5/5. Let's see how Axe-wielding Dragonslayer does this match. I still think it's pretty decent. Oh my god, another one. Super Evolve. Give them... Does he get the 2 ghosts? Okay, you still get the 2 ghosts, and they get Drain also. It's pretty interesting. All right, let's see how this is gonna go. I think we're gonna go for the axe. Oh, there's the caravan mammoth, but we're so low. We've only got 6 health. I think we are kind of forced to play the axe wielder here, right? I don't think we have a choice, right? I'm pretty sure we have to do that. Yeah, I think it's just a little bit too risky, right? Otherwise, the play would be I'd probably just go for the caravan mammoth. That would be able to deal potentially 13 next turn. We can add 6 more. That would be 19 damage. If we could have 1 more damage, we could actually win potentially if we go that route. But I'm too scared of all of this storm stuff, so let's go ahead and just get this guy out here. All right, we're gonna super evolve here. And yeah, all right, this is the match that showcases how strong this card can potentially be. Kind of insane in the right scenario, like if the opponent just doesn't have any way to deal with it and gets stuck on some kind of low-cost rush type cards. All right, this will be the moment of truth. Let's see what my opponent's got here. All right, that's not gonna quite do it. Just a 2/2 and shuffle a card in. I have a feeling this Ruby Greedy Cherub is gonna be played a lot in this game, especially at the beginning of the game. But even later on, I feel like, yeah, it's probably gonna be played quite a bit. All right, what do we got here? Fanfare, add 2 shadows to your cemetery. Ward, evolve necromancy, do this 2 times, deal 2 damage to your enemy follower. Not gonna do it. How about this one? 0/2 is not going to do it. 1/1 drain's not going to do it. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is it. Oh man, this is it. We can actually potentially win this. And then we're going to be able to deal a lot of damage with the Warrior of the Deep. Oh man, here we go. So they've got 2 blockers here. All right, everybody, this is it where we get to win with this deck. This deck actually has the end game win conditions potentially. Obviously, it's it always depends on what your opponent draws and what your opponent's playing. But if you're going to have some matches where you can at least win, where they try to rush you down and they just draw too much low stuff, and you actually have the game guys that can close it out. This Ward can actually close out the game. Imagine if we were playing last deck, can't close the game out at all. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. I guess we're not going to really have any choice. We're going to have to let them. I could have went ahead and got that 1 smack on the face. It would have been 8 damage. Yeah, I guess I made a mistake, didn't I? I should have went ahead and just super evolved this guy. It would have given me the win next turn. So, okay, I did make a mistake. So it would have actually guaranteed me to win the game, I think, next turn, right? Yeah, I think so. So, okay, a little bit of a mistake. I should have went ahead and super evolved this guy, get that 8 damage to the face. We could have had that win as long as they don't have anything too crazy. Oh no, and they did have it. Oh man, y'all, I just completely screwed this matchup totally. But I think we still are gonna win amazingly. We didn't really deserve the win because we made a huge mistake. They're gonna hit us for 2 more damage. Yep, totally undeserved victory, everybody. But here is how you actually win with this deck. We're gonna get the Super Evolution. And this is why this deck is about 10 times better than Kaori Yuihara. Here it is. Oh, no. Oh, man, they had... Oh, shoot. I screwed up again, dang it. Oh, no. I gotta check for the wards. Oh, okay, everybody. All right, I think we can still win this. I have to rely on this. I totally messed up, but I've got actually 2 wards. Oh, man. Okay, this is gonna come down to it. I think there's almost no way still that we can lose this, though, right? Oh, man. All right, everybody, it's just true 0 to hero style. I'm making plenty of mistakes, y'all. All right, fanfare and give this follower storm. Okay, doesn't matter. I've got all the blockers. So this deck, when it builds up, and you can actually make things happen, unlike some of the other default decks. So I'm pretty happy with this deck. I'm going to go ahead and give it a rating right now. I'm going to just close out the video here. Already got a win with this. I think I'm going to have like a decent win rating through the beginner ranks with this deck. I'm going to go ahead and give this a rating. I'm going to say it has the ability to close out the match. Still potentially not as good as Dragoncraft, but it's probably going to be one of the better default decks. It's actually got the tools when you ramp up. So yeah, I'm going to give it like a B for now. I'll probably have to keep playing it to be sure, but let's call it a B. And this will be my kind of rank beginner 3 deck.